There's this series on Netflix called Adolescence. It was filmed for 5 days. It is an entire 1 hour episode. It has 4 episodes, and all the 4 episodes are each around 1 hour each. And they were filmed all with a single take. Hey. So, there are those many single take movies that have been done since way back in the early 1990s and even 1980s. But looking at it, the way it was being done, they were looking for areas to cut. For example, wangepata mse anatembea hivi anaenda kwa mlango, then they identify a dark area, they use that dark area to cut the shot, and then they join it with another shot equal continuous. But now with this one, Adolescence was, hey, these guys they didn't take a joke. Like, even when I was listening to how the DP was explaining, it was not a joke. Like, they were in for it. 1 full hour filming, like from here to here to here to moving. Hey, so the takes were going, when you look at the behind the scenes, some of the takes walikuwa nasema zinaenda take 2, so they used the last take. So take 1 maybe ilienda wakafika mahali karibika, sasa ikabidi tena warudi waanze. What? Anyway, that said and done, go watch that film, go watch the series, and then just appreciate how the level of cinematography sometimes people are exploring out here. It's not all about just doing the traditional way, just going about to break some rules. So, but now that one, it called for a lot of preparation, because even shooting for just 1 episode, the amount of time they took to prepare the actors to map out the area so that they can be able to move very swiftly while doing the shots. Even walijenga ile cell ilijengwa bwana. Haikukuwa ati police station yenye ati unaenda kutumia. Walijenga precisely just to make sure that they are able to connect their equipment pale ndani vizuri. And even when it comes to things to do with even the operators, some of the operators and crew people wenye walikuwa pale ndani, most of them walikuwa pia cast, standing kama extras tu hapo, just in case the camera has to move, somebody has to pick it from another corner, going all the way evo. Yani, it was so incredible. So you can take some time and watch this behind the scene. Link I've attached there in the comments, and just appreciate how people are just doing exciting works out here in terms of cinema and telling stories. So let's not be tusifungwe na sheria. We can break the rules, and you can use that. When you break the rules, let's tell exciting stories. So, of course, today, ilikuwa siku ya kuongelelea adolescence. Today, I'm here to just answer 2 questions. There are 2 questions that pop up. Na nilikuwa na feel it is very important I just answer them. And I'll answer them the best way I can, so that all of you can be able to, all of us, of course, all of us can be able to just learn and understand when it comes to film production, what are we talking about? So the first question was, why is it hard for you to get hired immediately after finishing school? Hey. Okay, yeah, this one is asking for film school, of course, film school. Like any other craft, there's no one who comes out of school and immediately goes to start practicing the craft. You need some bit of apprenticeship. You need some bit of just making sure that you're molded to understand the environment and understand how things are being done now outside school setup, now into the field setup. So of course, this is something I've ever talked about, and in some of my video I talked about how you can be able to build a portfolio when it comes to after you've finished school and you want looking for job. So of course you cannot be hired immediately after finishing school. Why do you get hired? Why should you get hired? Okay, because of course bado haujazoea, hauna uzoefu wa field. Okay, ni kama tu kuwa daktari. You cannot be like coming from graduate school and immediately going to start doing surgery to people. No, you need like at around 2 to 3 years ukue pale na uzoefu kwa industry, so that people get used to how the industry operates and how the environment in the industry and how you connect and network with people and stuff like that. Yani utoe sasa shule kidogo, ukuje sasa ukue nini, you become now somebody who can be able to be entrusted with activities of the field. So of course when it comes to film, it is the same thing. Like any other field, film also is the same thing. You come out of school, make sure you are able to go to sets, get that bit of apprenticeship, like learn on set, get mentored, and sometimes also just build up a portfolio for yourself, manze. When you get that opportunity to go and film a project, just go and film a project and build a portfolio for yourself, okay? Another thing is also just try and go into these festivals and network. Yeah, usijifanye lone ranger. Don't be a lone ranger bana. In film bana kuna lone ranger. Hey, go and network, build your network, expand your network, enda ma festivals, attend wase wakifanya screening ya movies. Kuna filmmakers event manze imetokelezea, enda huko manze, enda jitume, okay? Network and just push yourself. You never know who is going to watch, or maybe who is going to look at whatever you're going to do and whatever you're offering. And yeah, then the other thing is also just do some bit of freelancing, man. They just go and film project here and there and just exercise your craft. Make sure you perfect it to become a better you. So I know I've answered you why is it hard. So like any other craft, film is also a craft that will take you some time. After you've finished your film school, getting into the field, you'll need some bit of just freelancing, volunteering for you to be able to perfect and align your skill with how the industry operates. Because unafundishwa shule na vitu za Hollywood. Unafundishwa shule unaambiwa venye unafaa kwenda kushoot na Arri Alexa. Unafundishwa shule unafaa kushoot ati na IMAX cameras. Yet ukiangalia vizuri sana hizo cameras haziko kwa hizo shule. So you find yourself like when you go into the field, you find things are different. So how do you adapt? So for you to be able to be hired, you allow yourself to go into the field, volunteer, and get to adapt, adapt to the environment, adapt to how the operations on set work. And then that is when, after you've gathered a lot of experience and information and even knowledge, that is when you will be hired. I guarantee you. Try that. Na ukishaenda huko urudi hapo niambie kama walikupea job. Kama walikunyima, there's something you're not doing about yourself. Okay? The other question kuna mtu ameuliza pia in relation to just the same thing that you've asked, but now this one goes now a bit deeper. So this one says, I know how to operate a camera, but I've never been given a DP job. Okay, number one, it depends how long have you been doing the camera operation thing. Kama umefanya camera operation just ndio umetoka shule umeingia tu kufanya camera operation and stuff like that, manze ngoja kidogo pole pole. But if you have been in the industry and you have kazi yako tu imekuwa tu kwa camera operator, there's no hauna promotion, yani like haujapromotiwa hata kwa DP ama unaweza direct a shot or anything of that sort, inamaanisha there are some things you're lacking. It's not about knowing how to operate a camera. It is all about understanding or knowing the visual language. Do you know a visual language? So can you visualize a scene and give it a language that cinema will be able to understand? So it is not about doing at unajua ninajua kuoperate ISO za kila kamera. Sijui ninajua kuoperate aperture, ninajua kuoperate hizo exposure triangles, sijui najua hii kamera iko na sensor inakaaje, najua HDR, sijui najua nini vitu kama hizo, like fine. You know that, have it here. Like when it comes to visual language, it doesn't call for you necessarily knowing how to operate a camera, because I know most of the DPs or maybe director of photographies or even directors, they don't know how to operate a camera, but they understand when you show them this camera, uambie ninakuwekea hii camera hapa, nataka uipatie some bit of language on this scene, like how can you interpret this scene. Atakwambia this is the angle you are going to use. First of all, this is the frame you are going to use. Now this is the angle you are going to use, and then akwambie pia about things to do with composition. How do you compose your frame? Then another thing atakwambia pia ni lighting. How does your lighting motivate your story? So visual language encompasses of film composition, composition of frames, shot sizes, camera angles, camera movement, and basically things to do with lighting and color and anything to do with visual. So it doesn't necessarily go about by the gadget, knowing you how to operate the gadget, but just by knowing how to interpret the scene with the images that you are going to use. So it is very important, of course, when you need to have an understanding. Si ati ukue na zero understanding atunajita si kuna mtu atakuja kukua camera operator, sasa si nitakuwa na zero understanding juu mimi ninajua I want to be a DP. No. In as much as you're going to be a DP, you're going to start from somewhere. You need to understand the exposure triangle. You need to understand the kind of sensors every camera has. You need to understand the type of lenses that you're going to use to achieve a certain look. And you need to also just understand what are some of the settings and temperatures and color temperatures that you are going to use to set up for a camera to give you that visual outlook that you intend to achieve. So I hope with those few remarks, I've answered the two guys who asked the questions. And on to the next one, guys. I'm still bringing in more and more lessons for you so that we can continue learning and we can continue just developing ourselves, developing the craft we have, and just growing into the industry. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and thank you for always giving me feedback and comments that are coming, whether you're doing them through comments, whether you're doing them through my inbox and even my email. Manze, shukran sana. So God bless you all and see you on to the next one. Cheers.